everyone, and welcome to our CNI Beyond the Buzzwords interview series, where we move beyond surface level conversations to explore what really drives or blocks creativity and innovation in organizations. Today's conversation focuses on a powerful theme: invisible barriers to innovation, what leaders don't see. We are delighted to have with us Mr. Krishnakumar Gurumurthy, Associate Director, Learning and Development at Engen Global based in Chennai. With over 25 years of experience across healthcare, IT, BPO, and global professional services, Mr. Krishna brings a deeply practical perspective to innovation. He has led enterprise-wide initiatives like Engineer Up, embedding innovation into real business workflows using frameworks such as design thinking and MVP development. What stands out in his work is his ability to uncover what most leaders miss: the structural, cultural, and behavioral barriers that silently hold innovation back. Mr. Krishnakumar, welcome to the conversation. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Pleasure is equally mine, Priyanka. Thanks for having me here today.
Thank you, sir. So my very first question to you is, most organizations say they encourage innovation, but where do you think ideas actually get quietly shut down without leaders realizing it?
Ideas, I don't think get shut down in big dramatic moments. You take it up to a stage and it goes up and then it falls. Most cases they die in very small, invisible ways. It often happens in everyday forums, your team meetings, your reviews, very casual discussions, right? And sometimes it's like, hey, it's all good, yeah. Let's focus on what current priorities are right now. Let's not reinvent the wheel. These are a couple of statements a leader makes, which make shut people down in a very silent way. Maybe there is something that's really burning in the leader's mind, which is what he ended up saying. But maybe the leader's idea or intention was not to shut the person up, but that's the message the person at the other side gets it. Maybe my idea is not welcome, so I'm just gonna go. See, it's more to do with it's a deferral without ownership, is what I would put it. Right? In organization, a deferred idea is often a dead idea. And what is not something that you don't take it? What is something that okay, we will take it later. We will see sometime. Maybe the next quarter, maybe sometime next. We will discuss it at the next meeting. That next quarter, that next meeting, that next time never happens. Unfortunately, when you say that we will look at it later, that deferral is what it kills it, right? And in some cases, the ideas are more like, you have an innovation forum. There is a structured way of how this idea goes in. You fill this form, you do this calculation, you give me what the ROA is, you do this, you do that. Right? This, if you remember the movie Munaba MBBS, where the guy gets into with an emergency, says the question that Sanjay Dutt asks is, should we actually fill up a form when somebody's dying? Yeah. Sometimes innovation ideas are like that. When you go tell a person that you'll have to do a lot of these things for you to present an idea to a certain extent, I don't think that idea is going to fly anywhere.
That's right, sir. So in your experience, what's the biggest gap between leadership intent when they say we want innovation and the employee reality? And how can organizations start bridging that gap in a meaningful way?
Okay, leadership sees innovation as an expectation, right? Employee sees it as a risk and a duty. If you understand the difference, that's the whole point we're talking about. For leadership, I'm expecting my employee to innovate. For employees, it's just a risk, right? I might come up with an idea, I will express it. I don't know how good the idea is. In my mind, I have thought about it. I have probably not discussed about risks and the mitigation factors, whether it will work or not is something that I don't know, right? Inherently, the employee sees it as a risk and does not want to even express it. So unless and until we close this gap, the organization closes it, all innovation messaging will not move the needle. Leaders say, we want you to think differently. Employees say, will I be penalized if it doesn't work? The person is very scared in that sense to do it. So that disconnect exists because innovation is usually layered on top of an already full system. You have tight deadlines, you have performance metrics, you have delivery pressure. There are too many layers that this guy has to cross. People don't lack ideas per se. They lack psychological and structural safety to act on them. Right? To bridge this gap, we need three things to happen. First, make innovation safe in practice and not just in messaging. Right? Let's celebrate the experiment. That's not the outcome. Right? Let's start appreciating people saying Krishna gave 10 ideas. It doesn't matter whether Krishna's all 10 ideas worked or not. In our organization, we do that. We celebrate the ideas. Somebody comes up with an idea, it doesn't matter whether it worked, did not work. You have a board inside our organization that says Krishna gave 80 ideas last year. It doesn't say how many ideas worked, right? When somebody looks at it, when Krishna looks at it, I have, all my 80 ideas, he knows only 8 of those 80 ideas probably worked. Rest of the ideas did not work, but I'm still credited for giving 80 ideas. That pushes me, that it motivates me to give more ideas because he knows it's fine to fail. It's absolutely fine to fail. Nobody's going to penalize me for being a failure. Second, reduce the friction to experiment. Right? Instead of perfecting the ideas, right? Perfect ideas upfront, create low cost, low risk ways to test them. You don't have to have a huge field setup, a huge stage setup for the ideas to work. Try and see how can you do it low cost, do small pilots, MVP thinking as we call it, quick validation, right? So when we ran this design thinking sessions through Engineer Up, the breakthrough wasn't the ideas themselves. It was that people realized that they were allowed to prototype before getting it up. Third, role model from the top. The biggest challenge. As a leader, do I share my failures? We all have this wartime stories. We call this wartime stories. In fact, in one of the organizations, we happily encourage people to come down and speak their successes. Do we also talk about failures? If leader says, this is an idea that I brought this up a couple of years back and it did not work, right? And it's absolutely fine. Your own experiment failures, what they learned end of it. Why did it not work? You normalize the behavior of innovation inside the organization. It's like you're okay to give ideas. The ideas can succeed. The ideas can fail. That wouldn't be a problem. The hardest part is not about designing an innovation program. It's about convincing people that the organization actually means it this time. Because most of them have seen enthusiasm before and watch it quietly fail. There are a lot of things, a lot of red tapes around. I really don't want to be part of that.
It's nice. Thank you so much, Mr. Krishnakumar, for sharing such practical and thought-provoking insights. Your perspectives really highlight that innovation doesn't fail loudly. It often gets blocked quietly in ways organizations don't always see. Thank you so much for being a part of this conversation, sir.
Thanks, Priyanka. Thanks, Invicta team. Thanks for this opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To our audience, if this conversation resonated with you, here's something you might find valuable. At Invicta Learning, we have designed learning capsules, short, focused modules that address real workplace challenges and help turn intent into action. As part of our CNI Beyond the Buzzword campaign for World Creativity and Innovation Day, we are bringing you practical frameworks that help teams move from ideas to consistent execution. For more details, get in touch with us.